Hi guys, welcome back to another video, or the first video. In this one, I'm going to just be telling you guys a little bit about myself, as well as initial phases of getting into contact with the NMC, who the NMC are, sharing with the nursing body. So let's get started. Get started, turn on your post notification buttons, as well as like and share and subscribe. So my name is Gift and I am 24 years old. So I've just moved to the UK recently, about 7 months ago, March, mid-pandemic. So far it's not too bad. Finding work was a little bit difficult again. That was mid-pandemic though, so what can you expect? Let me know in the comments what you guys want to know about me. I'm really bad at introducing myself and talking about myself. So let me know what you guys want to know and I will let you know. All right, let's talk NMC because that's what you probably are here for. So what is the NMC? So the NMC is the Nursing and Midwifery Council. So that is the registrar body of for the nurses in the UK here. It's a little bit different because in Canada we each have our own, each province has its own body. So obviously in Ontario it was the CNO. Here it's all the UK, it's run by the NMC. Alright, so when you the first step that I did when I registered with the NMC, I got my degree in the mail, got it sent here, and I faxed it, or I went and did the initial phase. And I think the initial phase is registering with them and just tell them who you are, taking a picture of your degree, and taking a picture of your degree and sending it off to them. Now, and then you also had to pay an initial registration fee. So I'm gonna go and check that. I feel like it was like £100 and something. I'm just gonna double check. So that's what the initial payment was, and that was for them to basically to accept my application as well as to verify all of my information. So I sent that off and I sent them a photo of my degree. Asked you for a reference so that, or somebody from your institution or the other nursing body that you were with before, for them to write off that yes, this is an accurate one and this would be accepted. Now, in that case, I didn't think that was going to take that long. I was like, oh yeah, piece of cake, that's going to take not a problem at all. Unfortunately, I did that in June and I only just got approval 2 weeks ago. So June, July, August, September, October. So 5 months it took to do that. But the only thing is, the university I was with is also one that does not reply fast to people. Just kept saying they didn't know how to answer the questionnaire that the NMC had emailed them. Which got me thinking, surely I'm not the first Canadian nurse from this general area to come to the UK but either way, the university didn't know how to answer it, so they delayed my process a little bit longer. Then the NMC came back to me and said, okay, we've got in contact with your university. However, your qualification is not equivalent to our qualification here. So we're going to have to ask the university for a transcript. And I was like, surely you're not going to do that, because it took them 5 months to even reply to this questionnaire. Do you know how long it's going to take to get my transcript? So I said, I have an unofficial copy of my transcript. Can I give that to you instead? So for those of you, if you are in the initial phase, don't forget to ask them to see if they can accept an unofficial copy of a transcript. It might help speed up that process, because right now, I feel like I would have been still waiting, but I gave them the transcript myself. So then she got back in touch with me pretty quick, within a few days. With the NMC, they have 2 different streams. So when you go to register, you can say join the registry, and you say you're going to join the nursing associate, and it'll give you some options, and it says trained in England, trained in Northern Ireland, Scotland or Wales, trained in the EU/EEA, and then it's going to say trained outside of the EU/EEA. So that's where I found myself. So the EU/EEA is anybody within Europe, so that's different. So if you were trained within Europe then you don't have to do these next steps that I'm going to talk about. However, I think they do require you to write an English test. That's the route you would be going if you are EU, EEAU, or EEA, sorry. But if you're outside of the EU/EEA, which was where I found myself, they don't see you or recognize my degree. So they're going to ask you to write something called the CBT and something called the OSCE, okay? So the CBT is a computer-based test. Now, when you hear the word CBT or when you hear computer-based test, it's not stressful and it doesn't sound stressful. But when you do more research and look into it, it's another NCLEX. So I just read my NCLEX in August and I was like, whew, I'm free, I'm done, no more NCLEX. I was so excited just to read this, and it's another NCLEX. And they just disguised it somehow to not be an NCLEX or to not make it sound as scary as NCLEX. But it's an NCLEX. Because I can guarantee you, you go through Pearson VUE again. You have to write at the Pearson VUE Center. The test is 4 hours. It's multiple choice. And it's 120 multiple choice questions. To me, that sounds like NCLEX. So I was just like, well, if I wrote NCLEX right, I don't know why I have to write this again. But anyways, the British, they want to be different. So I have to do another NCLEX. Read some nursing forums, and they have said how it is a little bit easier than NCLEX. But I mean, after you've written the NCLEX, hopefully things are a little bit easier. Or after you've done UWorld, things should be a little bit easier. So people have said it's a little bit easier, but again, I don't know. So I'm going to have to start studying for that. So I guess it's been reduced. It used to be 130 pounds. That's what they say on here, on this website. And it's been reduced to 90 pounds now. Okay? So that's the CBT. So once you're done the CBT, you think you're done there, but you're not. You got to go on and do another exam. That will break your bank even more. So stay tuned while I let you know. So the next one you have to do is called an OSCE exam. So the OSCE stands for Objective Structured Clinical Exam. So basically it's another lab test. For those of you who did lab tests during university and you dreaded them and you hated them, you panicked, it's just another one of those, no big deal. But you know what? You know how much this one costs? 794 pounds. A lab test! Yeah, I haven't taken it yet, so I'll let you guys know how it goes when I take it. But essentially, it sounds like a lab test where they are going to assess you on different skills. Now, the duration of this test, I'm not too sure. Actually, here it says that the OSCE is made up of 6 stations. And each station lasts between 8 minutes and 15 minutes. Okay? And then with additional induction time. 4 stations will be scenario-based and related to the holistic patient-centered assessment. So you're going to do your ADPI that you would learn, or here it's assessment, planning, implementation, and evaluation. So this is for the nursing and midwifery care, and then 2 of the other 2 stations will be testing on your practical skills. So some of the typical practical skills that they're going to ask here, they have a list on this. I can also link this down below if you guys wanted to have a read as well. So the website I'm reading from is the Oxford Brookes University, and they're the ones who also offer the OSCE test. I think there's only about 3 universities that offer it. So some of the typical skills that they expect you to do is to be able to do vital signs, calculating drug dosages. You're going to be doing injections, so IM/sub-Q. You are going to be doing in-hospital resuscitation without a defibrillation. You're going to do. They want you to know the skills of safe disposal of sharps, medication administration, the peak flows, wound care, and care. You're doing hand hygiene. They're gonna assess that you have great communication skills in terms of your verbal, non-verbal, written communication skills aspect. So then the next part of it is also the approach to the patient, and that one says how you introduce yourself. So in nursing school when you're like, hello, my name is Gift, I'm gonna be your nurse today, and I am gonna do this. So they want you to introduce that. So again, like they tell you in nursing school, just kind of like have verbal diarrhea. Basically say everything, because I believe that it's one of those things where if you don't say it, then they're going to think you don't know it. And then you're just going to beat yourself up later. So just say what you would do, even if it's something stupid. I'm going to wash my hands now. I'm going to check your ID pad, things like that, you know. And then the next part is also explanation, clearly what you are going to do and why, so that the patient can understand and make an informed consent. So that's what the OSCE is like. It doesn't sound too bad, but I know there are some areas that I'm going to be brushing up on. So that's basically where you stand. And I think from there on, if you pass the OSCE and the CBT, you can go ahead, and then you will be rewarded with your PIN, which will allow you to work as a Band 5 staff nurse. Let me know if this video was helpful, because, you know, why not? It helps me know that all the stuff that I'm doing is helpful. So yeah, stay tuned and bye guys.